guys, I'm here today to do my fall TBR for the Artsy Readers Girls tag. I do have a bunch of books and I hope that you guys like them. I normally fail at doing these fall TBRs. I normally pick a lot of books and they never wind up getting read. But I'm going to make it my hope that since most of these are arcs that I will read them in a timely fashion. That is my hope. The first book I'm going to chat about is Murder Trending by Gretchen McNeil. My friend Sarah read this, and I begged her to read it faster so I could read it, and I'm really excited for this. It's basically like a dystopian novel is what I'm kind of guessing, and welcome to the near future where good and honest citizens can enjoy watching the executions of society's most infamous convicted felons streaming on the Postman app from the subterranean prison Alcatraz 2.0. And I think it follows Dee, who she wakes up in this place with no memory of how she got there, and it's kind of a mystery to figure out what's going on. Sounds really interesting, and my friend really enjoyed it. This is the book that everyone wanted from Book BEA and BookCon, and it's Four-Dead Queen by Astrid Soleit. I actually went up with two different copies of this, one that I traded for something, and one that I won from Bookish First. But I'm super excited to dive into this. It sounds like right up my alley, and it's like an assassin book, and they're trying to solve a mystery. I'm really excited to dive into this. I don't know much about it, but I'm really excited to read it. The next book that I'm going to talk about is The Dark Deep by Ellie Connie and Brennan Reich, and this is the middle grade version of a very, very similar to Stranger Things. It's about these kids that wind up going somewhere, and when they come out of this lake, they wind up having some darkness attached to them. Sounded really interesting, so hopefully I get to read this soon. If not this month, then definitely in October. The next book that I read, or I've heard really good things about, is Sadie from Courtney Summers. And this book is written in two different ways. It's written in a novel formation, and then it has like sections, which is like almost like a podcast format. And it's about this girl whose sister is murdered, and she is on a mission to try to take down her sister's killer. But it's written in like an interesting format, so I'm really excited to dive into this one as well. And I've heard very good things. There's an Owl Crate pick, and that is My Plain Jane, which is basically a Jane Eyre retelling that has some ghost hunting in it. And I really loved my Lady Jane. I thought that it was super funny, and I loved all the perspectives. So I really hope that I like this one as well. The cover is growing on me, I will say. I definitely like the original cover a little bit more, which never happens with Owl Crate books, but I'm really excited to dive into this novel. I also have this book on my shelf for so long, and it's Born Wicked by Jessica Spotswood. This is a witch novel. It's a trilogy. I have had this on my shelves for so long. I'm just really excited to read it. I don't know much about it, but I have heard really good things. I also picked up another Owl Crate book, and that's Ace of Shades, and this book is much more like a mystery with gambling and dens and gangs, and I think her mother's missing, so maybe that ties in a little bit, but I'm really excited to read this as well. And the last physical book I have to show you is Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. And this is another thriller that is set around debutante season. I have read all of Jennifer Lynn Barnes' book and really enjoyed them. So I'm really excited and hopefully I get to read this one soon as well. The next book that I'm going to chat about is The Wicked Deep by Shara Anchar. This is another witch novel. It's basically set around this town where this town is basically cursed. And one night every year, these three spirit of witches descend on this town and overtake these three people, and there is a boy that is really unknown about this town, and I think it starts to affect him. It just sounds like a fun read. I've heard really good things about it. The hardback of this book is so pretty. I have an ARC. It's just back there hiding behind all my other books, but I'm really excited to read that as well, and hopefully I'll get to read it this month or next month. The book I'm going to chat about is How to Hang a Witch. What I recall from this summary, the main character in this book is a descendant of the Salem witch, like the one that was like burned or something, or not burned or something. But it sounds really interesting. She has a couple of different books out. I really want to read Haunting the Deep, which is also on my shelves, but I have to read them in order, as everyone has told me. So those are all the books that are on my fall TBR. Let me know in the comments if I missed any. I'm sure that I did, but let's have a conversation, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.